This is the classy stuff right here, baby.
Classy.
Classy bifold doors and curtains. I got natural light. I've got artificial light. I can turn my phone up and get that kind of, look at that. It's like special effects, man.
Loving the new digs, man. They're definitely a step up.
My hospital tray, and when I say hospital tray, I mean literally a hospital tray. I should take a picture. This is this tray. I literally a year ago I bought when I was like setting up this makeshift. Yeah, early. Like this is really flashbacks to lunch break, right?
Yeah.
One of the tables I bought was like a hospital, like this kind of go up and down, and they have like they roll around on wheels, and so you could put it over a bed. Like I could have breakfast in bed every day with this thing, but I don't.
I don't know why you don't.
I don't know why I don't either.
Because you know why? You make it and then you have to go back and get back in bed. It's weird.
Right. And my dogs, they would be like, "Oh, breakfast in bed, yes."
Food on the comfortable laying down part.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I don't do that, but it does come in handy, and yeah, I got everything I need. I got my tea.
Cool.
And I'm gonna have to stir it up in a second.
Is this the comfort tea?
This is not the comfort. Oh, so something bad happened with one of those teas, and I don't think it was. I don't think it was comfort. I think it was like whichever one had the licorice root in it.
Ooh.
I don't know if it was like, maybe it was comfort. I don't know. It was one that's supposed to be like a good digestive or something.
Oh, okay.
But it had like anise and it had
I know of calm
root.
and I know of comfort. So I don't know.
Maybe it was
digestive
comfort.
One, is that one just like
it wasn't comfortable. It was actually, I think I got a bad like MSG like headache.
An MSG headache from tea.
I don't know if it was an MS. It wasn't. I don't think it was an MSG.
But it was that
headache.
kind.
I think it was it felt like an MSG headache does.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so I need to avoid that tea. But now the problem is I don't remember which one it is. So now I don't even go in the box.
Right. Yeah. That tea sounded really good, and I've been trying to find it, and I haven't been out to.
I'll bring you some.
Thingadeal. Yeah. Apparently,
I have extra the one kind
right
if you want it. So now I'm using. I'm trying to. The problem with Bigelow tea is what this is peppermint. It's peppermint Bigelow tea, and there's no stringy thing attached.
Oh yeah.
It's just why not? Like, was it too much effort?
Yeah.
Is it too much to ask for?
It's not like we don't have the money to implement that level of technology in our tea bags or something.
I don't usually put Splenda in my peppermint tea either, but I'm going tonight. It's feeling like I need a little sweetness.
Let it all out.
Well, let's be careful what you wish for. My friend. That's what I have to say about that.
Always want more of that.
Yeah. Oh, is that nice? Is that annoying? Have I ever told you?
Yeah, I love it.
I've told you about the stirring, right? My mother-in-law and her stirring, right? We talked about that?
Yes, we did.
We have to, because if we didn't talk about that by now, there's something
I don't
wrong.
remember what episode it was, but it has been
probably
addressed.
Episode 1.
I think it's a single digit.
7, 13. It was like the lottery.
You know, like the Fibonacci series.
That's right.
Kind of weird that it worked out that way.
Wouldn't it be interesting if we did have a subject matter that had like a Fibonacci-like sequence, which was actually that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 8.
Yeah, I got to see it written down.
I mean, it's like, and now we've reached the end of my math skills, counting skills, right? Like, okay, I'm out.
The ability to do it in my head, anyway.
Taps
I think getting old is probably what.
Well, actually, 8 will be 8, and then 13, and then 21.
Yeah.
All right, and then 34. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yes. I'm out. It's been a long, hard day.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
I ate a mountain of food for lunch.
Oh, yes. I watched you eat a mountain of food, and I'm still bitter that I was not the guest on this one because Via Napoli is like one of my favorites.
I think we should go back.
I'm not opposed to that.
We got to go back, Kate. We got to go back.
We have to go back. And this time I'm stabbing Ben Linus in the face.
Yeah, you should do it early. Do it early. Do it often.
Man. And we talked about this, how I absolutely hate all of the others on that show. There's no redemption for any of them, including Ben Linus. Screw all of them. I hope they all burn.
Why would Linus have any redeeming?
I mean, everybody seems to love that guy, but I hate his guts. I think he's terrible.
Let's think about this for a second. Are there any? What about the daughter? What about?
Oh, she rebels against them. She's more what's her name? Rousseau's daughter than Ben's.
Well, yeah.
So she's fine.
Okay.
She can escape the
the
hellacious fire death cleansing.
I actually I think other than Echo who goes early, I didn't really find any of them to be sympathetic
Desmond.
characters.
Come on, Desmond is awesome.
Okay, Desmond, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I can understand
because he doesn't really have any. He doesn't really do anything. I mean, other than not being able to commit.
He's not bad. I mean, everybody else seems to have something where they were bad or are bad.
Right.
Kate, I just want to hit with a brick. I just can't
just because of her bad bad men choices.
She was bad in her old life. Well, she's bad in her current life. She's not.
It's just different bad.
I don't see that she has an arc at all. Whereas at least Sawyer, progresses.
He actually does progress. Actually, he may have the best. He may have the best character arc.
Oh, Sawyer. Oh yeah. I think he does definitely. Him and
Echo had the best immediate character arc.
Yeah, I loved his character. I wish that whatever happened there, where that actor was no longer. I know that it had something to do with the actor. Really? I don't know if he got screwed or if he just couldn't do it, or I can't remember what the story was, but it was an outside of the storyline reason that he didn't continue, which sucks because he was really cool. And but yeah, like Jin's story was pretty good. He was just a complete jerk, and then
Jin
learns. Yeah.
Oh yeah. His wife, not so much.
Son, was a little. I don't know.
Problematic.
A little bit. A little bit.
I mean,
it's my Robert De Niro. A little bit.
It didn't help because were they from Taiwan?
Korea.
Oh yeah, that's right, South Korea. It didn't help them. I don't know if I'm going to say it's going to be offensive or not. Maybe I shouldn't say it.
Uh-oh. Well, you've teased it a little too much now.
I mean, I don't know if I want to say it.
Okay. Well, I don't want to push you.
I mean,
but now you've got me insatiably curious.
Okay, so I just had to look at the pictures to make sure I'm right. Yeah, he kind of so the guy that she was with, who could have possibly been. I don't want to spoil. I mean, if it's been out for long enough,
in her flashback,
if you haven't
or
seen it for now, it's too bad.
Oh yeah, come on! It was in the '90s when it came out.
Right.
Wow.
So in her flashback stuff, the person that she was with, who ends up going for a flight. Is it me, or does he not remind you of South Korea's version of Jeff Bezos? Or is it Bezos? Jeff Bezos, anyway.
Like physically, or as a character?
Physically. Oh no, Jeff Bezos. I'm saying no, physically. I don't know anything about Jeff Bezos as a person, personally.
Well, I mean, just other than the fact that he's this super rich dude that's in charge of Amazon, and
but right. I mean, I'm not drawing any character parallels here. I'm just saying, from a. I
don't know. I hadn't really thought of that before.
In my head, I'm like, I think that he.
This is the other guy, right? We're talking about him, not Jen.
Oh, not Jen. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
not at all.
I remember vaguely what he looks like if I'm thinking of him, and I can see some. I can see some resemblance there.
I'm telling you, man. Every time I see him, I was like Jeff Bezos, but it's like Korean Jeff Bezos.
Right.
It's weird. It's like you have this doppelganger, but who's in another part of the world.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe it's a Cloud Atlas thing. I haven't even seen that movie.
I don't even know anything about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know there's people get reincarnated over and over in the movie apparently, and they could be in different cultures or whatever.
Oh, like A Dog's Life.
Could be. I haven't seen that either.
Isn't that what happened in Dog's Life? I think it was Dog's Life.
Dog's Life?
Yeah, it keeps coming back.
I don't know. I've seen it.
Dennis Quaid's in it, right?
Is he?
That Dog's Life? I don't know.
No idea.
It's been a long, hard day. I had so much sugar for lunch.
Dude, every single one of those things looked amazing. I love that you can make an affogato in the...
I didn't even know what that was until today. And then
the place down here, there's a chocolatier down here that will make them for you. But
you just get the... I love that the waitress...
Get the components.
I love the waitress.
An IKEA affogato.
She was constantly trying to convert us over to... like gelato martini of some sort, or espresso martini. Every time we would say the word espresso, she's like, espresso martini? No, not espresso.
Massive booze? Oh,
it was just
disappointing.
It's like 11:30 in the morning. What are you doing? Like, no.
Hey, it's Italy somewhere.
I know. So, but that wasn't. You saw my reaction to the tiramisu. Like that was incredible, right? And we're talking about my lunch at Via Napoli today. So,
right, yeah.
So this tiramisu was incredible. And then of course there was the cannoli, and the cannoli was good. The cannoli. That's a very different dessert.
That's the thing where you have to get the box and you have to cannoli. Yeah.
It's a lot of fiber in that one. I can tell you that.
100% whole wheat.
It's the new Metamucil flavor. Cannoli. So the cannoli was good. It was better than the one you get at the Primavera Kitchen.
Okay.
Thing, in the sense that it just was more substantial. I don't think the flavor was any it was a different flavor profile. I don't think it was any more dramatically better. But
right, yeah.
Then Kristen made that affogato thing, and and the only way I'm going to remember how to say it is because it's fun to say.
Yeah.
And
like, what's the name of that thing? I don't know. I forgot. No, affogato. Hey, that's it.
I forgot what it's called. So we have this I don't know, like a little cup or vessel of vanilla gelato, and then you pour the espresso over it, and it's just a shot of espresso. That's all it is. You wouldn't think to yourself, somehow I've now created something better than anything I've ever tasted before.
Right. It's like fusion power.
I don't even
brought
know
these two things together, and something
possible.
Is released.
It's synergy.
Wonderful.
It's the definition of synergy. So I taste this, and I couldn't believe what I was tasting. It was that good. And then I went back and tasted the tiramisu, and it tastes like cardboard afterwards. Like, going from the one...
espresso is such a powerful flavor.
The tiramisu, which just moments before was amazing, was now...
The unmistakable sensation of your bar being raised.
It was just stupid. There was so much flavor in that affogato, and I love the fact that it's just, you can just, it's not, even though it's not on the menu, you can just make it.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost like creating your own menu out of the stuff that they have.
How is that not on the menu, by the way?
Amen. I mean, it really needs to be. If you can
just do that. I mean, this is the conversation I have with the people at the Grand Floridian Cafe on a regular basis, where I badger them about not having a Cobb salad on their menu.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then I proceed, and because they used to have my favorite Cobb salad anywhere was on the menu at the Grand Floridian Cafe. And then when the parks reopened after being closed, they didn't add that back to the menu. They have other salads on there, but they don't have the Cobb salad. And so then I remind the waiter or waitress of the components of the Cobb salad. I say, look, I can understand if you had to buy something special.
Right.
But you've got all the stuff already. Chicken. You have chicken? Yes, you have chicken.
You're a restaurant. Good
eggs. Lord. Yes, you have breakfast here. You serve breakfast all day practically. Like you have eggs. I know you have eggs. Tomatoes. They're in the other salad.
Mm-hmm.
Blue cheese, or you can use like gorgonzola. I can't see gorgonzola. You can use different kinds of cheese. I like the blue cheese kind. Godzilla. Anyway, but I'm pretty sure they could probably ground up some cheese to throw in there.
Yeah.
What else is in there? Let me see. Maybe see if I'm leaving anything. Hold on. Stop. No. Avocado. So maybe it's the avocado.
Yeah, I was about to say, if there's one thing that's a problematic ingredient, it may be that.
But I don't, literally, there's nothing, onions, potentially.
I mean, and how hard is it to steer some avocados their way?
You could just use,
if they could put a new thing on their menu that people really like.
You could put lobster on a burger,
some avocados.
But you can't put avocado on.
Right.
I mean, maybe if I bring an avocado, can you make me a Cobb salad?
BYOA.
I don't understand.
A pitting fee, maybe.
I mean, right? It's like a corking fee. That's perfect. That's perfect. I don't know, and I feel like I need every time I go in there. I'm like, today I'm not gonna make a big deal about this anymore. And then I look at the menu and I don't see it, and I get all upset again.
Unless they haven't done what I've told them to do, and then
I just don't understand.
I'm going to make it a big deal.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do. Put it on the menu, and I'll quit bugging you about it.
Take my money.
That's all it is.
Just take my money.
Yeah, I'm giving you a thing. I will guarantee you I will order.
I don't understand.
Many times.
How is it?
The trouble it's worth putting it on the menu, writing the words and things, will be taken care of the next 2 times I'm here at least, and then after that it's all profit.
Right. I'll pay you. How about I'll speed it along and just pay you double this time.
There you go. If it'll get it on there now, let's go. I mean, it's Times New Roman. It's not like you're printing these things out right now. You're doing the scan the QR code. This is easy.
Right. Anyway, maybe I'll write a strongly worded letter. I don't even know who I'd address it to. That's what you should do. Dear Bob.
To everyone.
To everyone who will
Dear
listen.
Disney World.
I'm sure they get those. I know what I'll do.
Probably
and I'll mail it.
I know I've sent a couple.
Aha. I'll mail it from Disney World. That'll get them. That'll get them. They'll think it's a diary entry.
Bizarre menu enhancement request is coming from inside the house.
House of Mouse. And we will they'll think it's a diary entry. They'll be like, oh, we sent a letter to ourselves. It's like a letter from the future.
That's exactly what they'll think.
And we're supposed to have Cobb salad. All the things.
We should have done it.
Can you imagine?
How could we have known?
The best.
Our only hope.
The best is
to send this letter back.
The letter. You put it in the mailbox. The letter somehow gets wedged in the mailbox, so it doesn't actually make it down into the trough. It kind of stays out there and hooked onto something, and so it just for years just sits there. Decades go by until finally, they open it up to repair something, and they find this letter addressed to Walt Disney World, from Walt Disney World from 2021, and now it's like 2080.
Ooh, 2080. Okay.
Yeah. And they open. They're like,
still don't have a Cobb salad.
It's like a time capsule, and they have a big ceremony. They're like, oh, we're gonna open this all up. We're gonna open this up. This letter that Disney wrote to Disney. We're gonna open this up, and there's balloons, because they figured out a way to do the balloon releases now, or maybe there's no birds or fish to worry about anymore, so it's okay. They can release the balloons,
right.
And it's like there's bands, ticker tape stuff, and they open this letter up on national TV, ABC of course, and they open it up and they read it aloud.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, please put the Cobb salad back on the menu at the Grand Floridian Cafe. And they don't know how to spin this because they just realized that all they had in the time capsule was this note to self.
Let me tell you a story of a guy named Geraldo Rivera.
Oh, that's right.
And
all right.
in the supposed vaults belonging to apparently
who was
Al Capone.
Al Capone. Right. And then didn't they have like a live opening of it?
It was live.
Was this in the 80s or the 90s? Or like,
this is late 80s, early 90s. I can't remember exactly when, but it was before I graduated. But yeah, they busted it open. They found like 3 beer bottles or something like that, and that was it. But we did get like these weird sort of, I don't know, host segments, I guess, that sort of spotlighted what life was like. And we got to see Geraldo Rivera like rock and roll with a Tommy gun at one point, and just all this stuff. But it was the biggest flop. It was, and I watched that sucker live. I was like, ooh, I want to see what's in the vault.
I mean, it's, how can you not know?
How can you do that? You don't know anything about what's behind there, and you're willing to do this live.
I guess
you deserve everything you get.
Well, but I mean, you got to give him props for being authentic in terms of. I mean, there was nothing staged about it, and they clearly
no,
didn't.
I don't suppose they didn't plant stuff in there.
Some integrity.
It's a diary.
I just feel like
it's Al Capone's secret memoirs. Oh, look, he thinks the Cobb salad should come back to the menu.
I just think in that situation you need like the trick up your, like literally up your sleeve kind of thing, where if you in the event that you open this and there's nothing of value in here, like, or nothing of interest, you need to like allow something to slip out of your sleeve,
right,
into the bottom. It's like, oh wait, what is that? Oh. A cigarette.
This
must have been Al Capone's cigarette. Something.
We get the DNA off of the guy and clone him.
Right. And then they find out it's actually Geraldo's cigarette. Yeah, that'd be great. They couldn't do that though. Late 80s, they couldn't do the DNA thing, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we can do that now, really. Well, clone him from it anyway.
Oh no! Are you sure?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I feel pretty strongly that we are.
I did just hear a story about some person who's like growing human organs inside of monkey embryos or something.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that seems probably. That seems like that could be a slippery slope. I don't think that's great. Someone said, and I don't mean to get inappropriate or gross on this.
Yeah, it would be a first.
But there's like. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say, like in terms of what's needed for male monkeys to produce more monkeys, like
okay,
they were saying about how like no one wants human gnat stuff in a monkey. No one wants that.
Least of all the monkey, I would imagine.
Yeah, like no one wants that to ever be possible. Like, because what could come of that? Like, yeah, we all have Planet of the Apes flashbacks happening at that point.
Sure.
Yeah, we're all channeling our inner Charlton Heston.
Damn you all to hell.
Right. Not the pry the gun thing, but so yeah. I did have something to talk to you about. Yes.
You mentioned a couple of things today.
Well, the first. I got this text message from a friend who took a picture of a place that's opening up here locally, here being like Windermere, and it's called Boteco do Manolo. Boteco do Manolo. And it has this.
Is that the Boteco that writes the songs?
That's the joke I made. I said they spelled Manolo wrong. They spelled Manolo wrong. Right? So I kid you not. Okay, so here's the. Wait, actually, I have to show you my response. This was my response. Like,
is that? Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Right. Okay, and I said they spelled Manolo wrong.
Action.
Right, but here is the picture of the. It's like bad clip art.
Manolo.
See him? It's like bad.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't that look like bad clip art? And
it does.
Someone really spent a lot.
What's the date on that?
The established date?
Yes.
That's the thing. It says established
2003.
Right.
Okay. At first I thought it said 2023, which I was like,
oh, that would be great.
That's pessimistic.
It's from the future.
But but 2003, that's not true.
No, but I mean, no, I think it's like the chain. The chain was established.
I guess, but that doesn't.
Right, like.
And this may be the crux of your point, but I mean, that seems kind of misleading.
What just seems okay? So no, actually, that's a different point. I think your point is probably more important than my point. My point is unexpectedly, I know, petty, and probably, just subjective. Yours, I think, is objectively. I think you could.
Because I think the EST 2003, that, to me anyway, implies the building itself or the people in the building. They have established this business on this date.
They're all born in 2003.
They're
all 16 years old.
We've started referring to ourselves as being established rather than born. But that business opened up in that spot during that year or whatever. That's what established seems to communicate to me anyway. I may be off base on that, but to say that I mean,
you don't go to
McDonald's
down
here, says established 1951 or whatever it was. That's not right because that one wasn't right. That one was established in 1998 or whatever. But,
well, the McDonald's used to put those signs up that said how many millions of people they had served.
Yeah, or millions of burgers, I think it was supposed to be.
Or something. And it wasn't, that wasn't for that particular location, right?
Right, that's true. Yeah. That's true. And that was a very bizarre thing.
Bad them to put on that there. One, yeah.
No matter how you look at it, that was weird.
It was weird, because it's changing constantly. Hey, can you
you
buy the burger, you look at it, you buy the burger, and then you run out and you're like, hasn't changed.
You see the number change? Now, see, that would have been impressive if they were able to actually rig that up to all of the McDonald's everywhere. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. It'd be like that population clock that used to be in Communicore. It would have been like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
because, that was tied to all the hospital data that was being shared.
Yes, they that's why whenever a kid was born, you saw the doctor, I was like, ding!
The equivalent nowadays would be a tweet, right? Like somebody would have to tweet. Like it'd be the Twitter
somebody
version.
Just tweeted out and they're like waiting.
Birth.
All right, go.
And then there's a whole bunch of death ones too, right? Like so who would be responsible for the recording of the? I guess it all could be handled by social. Maybe Disney was getting their data from Social Security or something.
Could be.
It's
probably just an extrapolation, I would imagine. But
what?
Because it was awfully regular.
Say it ain't so.
The little dudes that were like spinning around, and it was going at a very steady rate.
You think they just pre-programmed
It could be that
how many people we expect to be born this year, and so we're going to program this.
Even them out, So you're gonna think.
Well, they do that with a lot of statistics, saying this many people die every minute, or this many people do X, Y, Z.
Right, but it isn't that regular, yeah.
I mean, you think there's like, it feels that's a little spooky.
There was an old SNL skit a long time ago about said a man is mugged every 6 minutes, and that man's name is Bob Wilson. And he was just like going about his day and blah. And it was like every 30 seconds, and he just kept getting mugged over and over and over again. It was really pretty funny.
That's great. But I think going back to the established thing, 2003, it's super recent. Like you can't.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to bring up.
Impressive. Like even my 19-year-old son would be like that. I'm older than that.
Right. If it isn't like before World War II.
I'm rounding up. I don't know why I'm rounding up. Makes me feel older. But
yeah, that's kind of the wrong way to go.
I don't know. Wait, hold on. How old is he?
90? Wait, what?
No, he is 19 already.
19.
Oh my God.
Almost 20. That's crazy. But
anyway, it's too
recent
to use
2003, and you know, anything certainly after 2010, you're like, and I mean, my toilet was established before that.
I have canned goods that are older than 2003.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not like 1936 or before, you know, it's just not. Don't put it up there yet. You haven't earned that. You know, you don't have to put it there. You can just shut up and tell us what the name of the store is.
I mean, at least 25 years, right?
Right, at least.
I mean, even the 90s doesn't impress me.
Yeah, me either. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if it was 1976, I don't know that would be impressive. For some reason, I mean, if it's in my lifetime, I didn't give a rat's butt.
70s works.
Unless it's something that the 70s has us, you know, if it was a record store, okay.
Interesting.
70s is kind of relevant for that.
This disco has been spinning since 1975.
Yeah, because it's not, you know, the discos that they had in like the 1870s are terrible. So I mean, none of them survived. So
it was the lack of the ball.
The mirror ball technology was just crap. It was like. It was made of hammered silver, and they were too expensive, and they didn't reflect right. It's really crap.
Well, the fire didn't really reflect off of it very well.
Not really. No,
yeah.
No. Yeah. And disco fires. Am I right? But
too soon. Too soon.
Who was that? Warrant? Who was it that blew up a? Because they set off like arena level pyrotechnics in a tiny club.
Oh no, that was bad. That was in the 90s, right?
Yeah. What band was that?
I don't remember.
It was a band I actually listened to, which I was kind of like, oh, that sucks. It was like a White Lion or somebody. Not that I listened to the band.
You just admitted to listening to White Lion?
Yeah, the songs that they came
Isn't that what
didn't
they
popular.
make that into a drink? They turned that into a drink?
I think they turned that into the Winter Soldier. Or no, that's White Wolf. Never mind. Oh, that's a role-playing game company. White Wolf. Anyway.
So the other thing, I'm going to plug my phone into. The other thing I sent was the pin I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, this one I'm not sure I understand. This one. So let me tell you what I got.
Yeah. You tell me how. That's
right
a fun
side
game.
of the right side of the bag / pool poop or bark.
Yeah, poop or bark.
Right side of the bag, poop or bark.
Right. This is a real.
That sounds very close to Unsure Lucky September King Cole.
Well, let's start with poop or bark.
Okay.
It kind of feels like
these are two. Is this a hybrid one?
Well, they're kind of linked together.
Poop or bark?
So there's a bit of a. I mean,
it's like a weird game show from the 90s.
It does feel like like Truth or Dare or something, right?
Poop
I don't
or bark.
Poop or bark. This could be a game show, but it's kind of disgusting. The deal is, the problem is that when I am in the yard picking up dog poop.
Ah, okay.
When I do this, it is a military search and rescue kind of operation. I work a grid pattern.
Ooh.
And I go, it's so much so that if I am walking a straight line across my yard, looking for, poop, and I see poop just maybe 2 feet to my side, I don't pick it up.
Tally ho, contact, bearing.
No, I don't pick it up. It doesn't count.
You don't
yet.
pick it up.
No.
All right.
Because to do so would be to deviate from my grid.
Ah, I see. Yeah. You're
I'm
just going to make a middle note, and then you keep going.
I'm very disciplined about this. So then I get to the fence line or something, and then I turn and I go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not unlike a Roomba.
Well, not unlike a good Roomba, because my Roomba's trash. My Roomba...
Does it not do it back and forth?
My Roomba has some kind of problem. I think my Roomba didn't get enough oxygen or something. It's bad. My Roomba just it goes all over the place and bumps into walls. which I know they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But he never learned. It's like the one generation. It's like several generations ago at this point where it doesn't really ever learn anything. It will go over the same patch of room multiple times and leave the other corner, the one that's over there, untouched.
Oh.
I'm like, seriously, what? You're just like a $600 robot, like. And then I find myself. Do you have a Roomba, by the way?
I do. Yeah. Okay.
I find myself following it around.
You're micromanaging your Roomba?
I'm just interested.
Why is this not surprising in the least?
I'm wondering, like, where is it going to go next? And because I'm thinking, I don't know if it's going to make it over to that corner. So I get this anxiety. Like,
at what point do you intervene and sort of point him in that direction? And does that completely throw off his where he thinks he's been?
I feel like I owe it to him to do his job. But I follow him around. And then it occurs to me as I'm following him around, I could just be vacuuming.
Right. This becomes very much a Sims situation.
I'm following the Roomba around, watching it inefficiently vacuum.
Right.
Whereas if I just did it, it would actually be done. And right.
Now, is yours the kind? I remember, like, for a while, like they didn't always do the back and forth, and clearly yours doesn't. But is it? I know for a while they had the kind that would do the sort of screensaver thing, just kind of bounce off back and forth on the walls for a bit until it got a good idea of the size of the room, and then it would go into the middle of the room and then do this spiral outward.
The spiral outward thing is something that you have to like tell it to do the spiral. It's like a spot clean thing. It doesn't do that on it. Mine doesn't. No, so mine is really like less intelligent than that.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's.
Yours is an epsilon.
And then it even has difficulty docking itself. It's like like it can't. It keeps bumping in.
The Scottish one.
It keeps bumping in. It's really like it reminds me of me like getting out of bed in the morning. Like like that's the room. That's like the Roomba. That's what he would look like if he was a human. I don't know if I can do this. Leave me behind, guys.
I can't even see anymore.
I can't. I'm a ball full.
It's old Bob from Black Hole.
It's not good. Yeah, he can't.
I've tried to.
He can't dock.
Vacuum.
So I gotta get rid of this thing. And I want to replace it with another Roomba, like a smarter one, the kind that has it docks itself properly, and then can empty itself into the thing.
Empties. Oh, those are so cool.
Right? And they do learn the room and everything. So I want to get this thing, but it's not a cheap purchase. They're really expensive.
No,
Although vacuum cleaners in general are expensive. I don't understand this. I've had this technology since 1950, and if not before, and why is it still so expensive?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand. I get a microwave oven for $2. I can buy a 70-inch screen TV for like $200, but a vacuum whose technology has not changed materially in 50 years costs $600.
And what the hell is in a Dyson that makes it so friggin' special? Is there vibranium in there or something? Dude, what the heck?
This Dyson. So Michelle talked me into buying this Dyson, this like an upright, lightweight
with cyclone technology.
Oh yeah, it's great, right? It lasts like 16 seconds. That battery lasts 16 seconds. I clean up
God.
You go as fast as you can. Like, I gotta get it. It's dead. Okay.
They need to use the batteries from Teslas.
I said, I don't understand what batteries. Use the batteries from our gimbal. The gimbal that you and I have, the battery.
Yeah, that thing doesn't ever.
It lasts 16 days. It's like I've never had it run out.
Yeah, it's like it's.
I try to run it down. I feel like I'm playing chicken now with my gimbal because I'll go into a lunch break with like 1 bar now, like because I just want to see like is today the day, but it won't die anyway. I'm not here to talk about my gimbal. I'm here to talk to you about the poop. So.
Poop or bark.
So the problem is now that my dogs are inconsistent about where they go.
Mm-hmm.
So they will. So they will. They'll establish a pattern where they'll kind of go in the same spot or in the same area for a bit, and then at some point they switch it up.
Well, and I don't understand.
I don't understand why. And recently, just in the past week, Sophie has decided to start pooping in the mulched area, like around the edge, which actually is kind of helpful.
Oh,
because, well, you know,
sort of a kitty litter kind of situation.
Well, if it was always there, then it should be. You're not going to step in it as easily by accident.
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to be hidden in the blades of grass. If you're cutting the grass, you're not going to mistakenly like chop it to bits, right?
God, that kind
of thing. Diced poop. No thanks, man.
Man. The poop death blossom.
Yeah. So.
Oh, great. Now everything in a 30-foot radius smells like dog poop. Like an exactly 30-foot radius. It's a circle.
It's like a pollock. The problem now is that, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but poop and bark look very similar.
I can see how they might, yes.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to tackle that part. Once I discover, I'm going to tackle that later. I'm going to continue my grid pattern, which excludes the mulched area, and come back to the mulched area by itself. Well, I found that I was able to do the entire backyard section, the grass section, which is a much larger, like square footage wise, much larger area. I was able to do that a lot faster than I could do the mulch because I had to play this game of like poop or mulch. Because I would bend down. Is this? Oh no, it's not poop. It's just a decomposing piece of bark.
That's going to screw up your times right there.
It's a problem. So like now I find like I'm inspecting every piece of mulch or every piece of bark that's in this because it's like, you know, it's some kind of bark or something. Anyway, so that is all happening. In the midst of this cleanup effort, I can't remember whether this happened during the bark part or during the grass part. I think it was during the grass part. My phone rang. Mm-hmm. Now, typically I wouldn't answer.
Right. Who would really? I mean,
that's what I'm saying, right? But in this particular week, it was Michelle calling, so I needed to answer the phone. Yeah. Okay, so
she's on the white list.
I would totally ignore it usually, but this weekend, I'm okay. But what do I do? Because in one hand, I carry a bag that I'm filling with poop.
True.
In the other hand, I use another bag that I used to pick up the poop and put it into the bag.
Yeah, right.
So
because once you have one in there, you can't do the inside out bag grab it thing anymore because there's already a poop in there. So you got to have another bag to do it. Yeah, gotcha.
Right. And keep in mind, like it's typically not this overwhelming, but there had been a stretch of days that the poop hadn't been picked up, and so now
so had to go with the.
This was like
this
was almost like that, you know, the whole saying of the 2 pounds of poop in a 1 pound bag kind of thing. Right?
Yes.
So I dropped both bags to answer the phone, have a conversation, put the phone back in my pocket, and then realize as I stare at the bag on the ground, I don't know which is the inside or the outside of the bag.
And this is a bag that has been used so far.
This is the bag that I was using to pick
things up because there's not anything in it. Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
and I'm looking at this bag thinking,
the lady or the tiger?
I don't. It's like the wood beast or whatever. It was like the tree by whatever. Like I am.
Now, what would he say if I asked him which door went to?
So I'm inspecting this, and the thing is surprisingly clean.
So the poops have been.
No,
pretty tightly packed.
Well, no, it's like you if you're picking up just for those of you who haven't maybe had a dog yet. If you live in a warm climate, you want to make sure you're picking up the poop after it's been hot for a bit. Like you want it to bake.
Dry it out, yeah.
You got to dry it out. Picking up dehydrated poop is much better than picking up fresh. I'm just gonna say, unless you're Matthew McConaughey, because if you're Matthew McConaughey, as he explains in his book, which I cannot speak highly enough of, he mentions like making sure you leave your stink, like. Stinky poop is better than dry poop.
Okay.
Like wet poop is better than because
you know the context of this, but not necessarily right now.
It's like leaving your stink. like as you travel through the world in your life, you want to make sure that you have
proverbially leave your stink.
Yeah, because otherwise, like, what are you doing? You're just leaving a whole bunch of dry poop, and that's not leaving any. No one knows you were there.
It's true.
No one knows.
It's true. If your poop is too dry, no one will know. No one will remember you.
Right. So I was literally thinking about that as I'm staring at this bag, and I'm like, what do I do here? And do I and not thinking that I actually had an extra spare bag in my pocket. So I decided, I was like, well, I'm just gonna kind of flip a coin. Like I'm just gonna
flip a coin. Okay. So you didn't want to brave the smell test.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't know that would help. Like, I mean, because then what happens if the plastic bag actually accidentally touches your nose?
Well,
and then,
yeah. Clearly, you would need to exercise a bit of caution on this.
Well, you can't. No, it's wind. The wind picks up all of a sudden.
True.
Like,
true.
Grazes your nose. I managed.
Peril, that is.
I picked it up. I'm looking for like any kinds of signs at all.
Throwing down with the Sherlock Holmes on this.
And then I see that there's some condensation. So I think, condensation must mean that's like where it's been wet, right? That's got to be the bad side. And then as I go to put my hand, I think, oh wait, it could be sweat.
Right. Yeah.
In which case, I would want the condensation to be on the glove side, right?
This is exactly why it took me 4 hours to do the SAT.
This is all happening. And what I come away with after this experience, I'm like, this is why people pay people to pick up poop. This is why the guy that I see like driving around the truck in the neighborhood, like, that's why people do this. It's not because they don't want to like go out and pick up the poop. It's because they don't want to have this existential crisis, like this threat to their well-being when they're picking.
Right.
I did
you lose focus for just a second.
Oh, it's all over. It's all over. Right. So
you start over.
Yes. And look, and if you've ever picked up dog poop in your life, which I don't know whether you have or not, but if you ever have, everyone has that experience where they think they have a bag of some sort or whatever you're using to pick it up. If you're using your hand, they think they have this sort of airtight, watertight, sealed thing in the form of like a Safeway bag.
Yeah.
That turns out it had a hole in it. And you come away like thinking I might as well have used my bare hands at this point.
Yeah.
So you're desperately trying to avoid that ever happening again after that happened, right? So this becomes very serious. There's nothing more disgusting in the world. So here's this is what I was thinking.
This might segue into the reason I use a bidet.
So as I'm reaching, it occurs to me that there's something that happens when you have children, but also like when you have a dog, where you don't like. If I was out picking up some other dog's poop, I almost certainly would have like gone inside, found another bag,
Right.
Come back, and then I'm taking any chances. With your own dog,
well, yours is yeah.
Like if I get some poop on my hands, it's my dog's poop. It's okay, I guess.
Physiologically, no different than another dog's poop. And
right. So I ended up handling this thing fine. I did choose the right side of the bag.
Good.
It was all good.
Well done.
Thank you very much. And get the job done. Take it over. I have this like it kind of looks like a compost bin. It's kind of like a cross between a compost bin and a bin that you would use for like ash from a fireplace or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like it's like metal, black. It's metal. Anyway, it's got a lid on it. So I use that as the storage, as the holding tank, until I take it to the trash when it's trash day, right? So I go there and I open it up. That poop. Same thing happens when I have to empty this in the trash day. Something happens like that poop. The poop that at one point was like this other poop where it's like you want to avoid touching it, but it was at least fine. Like it's your dog's poop, so it's not that terrible, right? Something happens, and once it spends like an hour in that trough, in that vessel, in that bin, it ceases to have any. It actually becomes worse than anything you could possibly imagine. Like you would never.
This is like a fermenting process or something that's going on.
And so even though it's the same stuff, you don't want to get near it.
Right.
It's the most horrid thing ever. Right. That like it's just like I'm sorry. I was like all these things that were in through my head before I text this to you. That like there's this weird like philosophical I don't know if it's philosophical. I don't know. There's something of interest here because
doctrinal.
Well, like where stuff it changes. It's like not the appeal changes, but the it's acceptance in the world changes like just by virtue of it. The distance from your relationship to it. That just sounds crazy because it's poop. I know it sounds nuts. I know
shit
it does.
Of Theseus.
I'm just saying, this is what I was thinking about. Maybe I was in the sun too long because of the bark. I don't know, but this is what I was thinking about. And when I said, and it's a good thing that I picked up the bag on the right side because I realized like I'm using the phone now.
Right. Yeah.
I probably should clean that.
Yeah, I appreciate the idea of you sending me a text with poop on your hands. Somehow I
don't know why. I don't know. Like fresh poop, disgusting. Especially if it's warm. You're like, oh
God.
Right? Fresh poop's gross.
Yes.
Hardened.
Warm.
Like hardened, like you would say, adobified, petrified poop.
Yeah.
No problem.
Liberal use of the word no there, but
poop that's been sitting in a can for a day.
Yeah, somehow it's
horrible.
It's a weird bell curve there.
Especially if it's begun to decompose. Horrible.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Like it's the same stuff. It's the same stuff.
It's the poop life cycle.
It's weird, right? It's like I don't know what it is. I think somebody should write a paper or something about this. It's like a interesting psychological.
Yeah, you got a kid in college. Maybe that's a good idea for.
I'll suggest it to him. You need an honors thesis. I got one for you, buddy.
If you're hurting for subject matter, you got an idea.
I think this will go well. I'm sorry. Like I know you probably didn't think it would go in that direction, but
well, no, the word poop was in the bin. It did. So I have no room.
It did seem more interesting at the moment. I don't know why, but yeah. So it's you know what should come with this? Poop should have a little established by on it. Established.
There you go. So you see just how petrified is this? And I was kind of thinking to draw it back to another topic callback from earlier, that there should be a poop vacuum cleaner that you sucking up the poop off the ground.
Why doesn't that exist?
See, Dyson needs to quit trying to invent better batteries that suck and start making a poop vacuum.
Poop vacuum. It wouldn't even need to be a vacuum. It would just be something that just like had like a little like, it would be like just like old school vacuum, like the kind that you would use in the carpets. They do at the movie theater.
Oh, like the Bissell sweeper kind of thing, where it's got a little,
it's just a sweep,
little spinny brush kind of thing.
Little spinny brush.
Yeah.
And it would just. Oh, you could even have a push version of it. I mean, if you wanted a robotic one,
you could have like a weird sort of scoop on the front of your lawnmower that would like scoop poop up before the lawnmower got there.
Oh,
kind of like not sort of
set
the
to the height of the blade.
Right. It would be like almost combing the grass before the thing got there. And it's like those things you see them on the beaches and stuff where they go over and it picks up all the stuff.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of that
out
kind
the
of
sand,
a thing.
but it picks up the trash. Yeah, that thing.
Right. It's like a little.
Got a conveyor on it, like a
rolly kind of hooks or something in there, and then it pulls up the poop maybe and puts it on a little bucket. Yeah, and sifts it so you can get the diamonds out of the dog poop or whatever.
It sifts the sand.
Oh, I see. So we're talking about the poop thing. It's important that we need to sift the poop.
We need a poop sifter.
The poop sifter.
You know what we need is a poop sifter? When I was a kid.
And you swallowed something like a G.I. Joe gun or something?
I swallowed a cast like this metal marble.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with me. I'm like laying. Remember,
your butt turned into a musket.
I'm laying
at one point.
I'm laying in the dining room playing with this metal ball from like a mousetrap game or something, and and I was just like holding it and like dropping it in my mouth, and like I was like catching it in my mouth and like doing it again, like, and my mother saw me doing this. She's like, "Stop doing that! You're gonna swallow it. Like, don't do that. Do it."
Uh-oh.
I swallowed it. Went down fast.
Yeah. Spherical and slick.
So I went to her, like, Mom, I swallowed this. And she's like, oh my God. So they go to the hospital, have x-rays done. Like, and sure enough, there it is. In my gullet somewhere. And I don't know what the prescription. I don't know why. I don't know whether they told her to do this, whether she did it on her own. But for the next several days, if I had to, well, as some of my friends would say, if I had to make, then
if I had to make.
Yeah, that's a thing. If I had to make, then all my Jewish friends understand what I'm saying. Then
I had to make.
She would put down a layer of toilet paper into the bowl first.
Okay. So
that it would catch the stuff, and then she would examine the stuff.
Like it seems like
I can't believe I did this to my mother. So because she wanted to make sure it came out.
You did it to her.
She wanted to make sure it came out.
Well, okay, sure.
She worried for me.
Yeah. Making sure it came out. Yeah, I can see that. I was about to say, because it would be kind of obvious, I would think, that
because
there would be a distinctive thunk that isn't usually present. And certainly on the flush, it's going to kind of rattle around.
I don't know. I just remember, even as a child thinking like, really, woman? Like, why? Like, I think you care too much. I think there should be a limit to how much you care about a child who's dumb enough to swallow a marble.
Sifting through the poop. That's.
Yeah. Or maybe we just go for repeat x-rays. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, because if it isn't out by a week.
Right. Then it's probably not coming out. Right.
Because, I mean, even if you haven't swallowed a ball from a game, if you don't poop today's meal out in a week, you've got a problem that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. So that happened.
So we would need a different kind of poop sifter. Poop Sifter Incorporated would put out a different product for that particular reason.
It would be
purpose.
Maybe a poop magnet or something. I think that wouldn't come in handy.
Poop detective. Elementary, my dear Squatson.